welcome to Nasteen's Story. Today I want to talk to you about feeding my family. Food, grocery shopping, meal planning, how I'm doing that right now. Where I live, so I live in Milton, Ontario. Oh, there goes Oliver with his blankie. I live in Milton, Ontario, and as of today, two neighboring regions are going into lockdown. So Toronto and Peel. So I'm in Halton region and I am not in lockdown. We are in a red zone. So that's kind of like limited. We have limitations and gatherings and things like that. It's so crazy. Like, do you ever have those moments where you're just talking like this and you're like, this is so weird? Like a year ago, if I was hearing myself just so casually talk about like lockdowns and I'm in a red zone, like this is like something in the movies or a book. But anyways, I have those moments. I posted something on my Insta stories recently and there was like, I was in a grocery store and there were festive kids masks, like disposable ones, and it was just packaged in a way that it was just as if it was like totally normal and get your festive Christmassy kids masks, and that just really messed with my head a bit. So I digress. I also want to acknowledge how real COVID is because I don't know how much more I'm going to share about this. I probably will share more maybe on my blog. I just learned that a elderly family member has tested positive for COVID, and that really hit home. It's not my parents are fine, but yeah, I'm okay, but yeah, it's made it really real, and I just want to like take a moment to acknowledge how serious this is. I know a lot of you who watch these videos live in the US, and you're being hit hard, and you may have had it, you may have had family that have had it, you may have like lost someone to it. So I just really want to like acknowledge the seriousness of this. So getting back to feeding my family, I did want to talk about COVID because this has to do with it. Knowing that these neighboring regions were going into lockdown, I really was like paying attention, and there's this one really big hotspot that's very close to where I live, and it's been put into lockdown, and so they can go get essential items, but like their stores are being limited with how many people can go in, so there's long lines and stuff, and I'm quite sure that people are just gonna pour into my town now to get what they need. So when I thought this through, I was like, okay, I need to shop smarter. I had actually got into the habit of, back into my old habit of shopping multiple times a week, and I just didn't feel good. I felt like I was like out in the community too much, and I'm trying to find that balance of like putting, spending money on local businesses. I've been promoting them a lot, but also being smart about what I'm doing and where I'm going and who I'm interacting with. So what I did was I made a meal plan. I'm actually not going to show it to you because I've written it on a whiteboard that has our co-parenting schedule, and I just like, there's definitely parts of my life I want to keep private, and I just feel like that's something for me that's very close to my heart. So what I've done though is I went through and thought of all the meals that my kids like. I've really realized that most of the meals I kind of just have a salad instead, or sometimes even like oatmeal, because of my digestive stuff. I can't always eat what my kids eat. It's just not realistic. So these are things like taco night. I do these, I just get chicken drumsticks, put them in barbecue sauce, and throw them in my Ninja grill, and then I'll do homemade potato fries, like cut up potatoes and do that. I do, what else do I have on there? There's a whole rotation. So there's like meatball night. There is like homemade chicken fingers, things like that. So I'm also trying to be kind of like mindful about what I'm making with my budget. So I'm trying to think like chicken and things I can use ground beef for instead of going really crazy. Every once in a while I'll do a fancier meal. Oh, I got a whole chicken, like I'll do that in a crock pot. So what I've done is a 2-week rotation. Now it's a little easier for me because I co-parent now, and so the kids have approximately 2 weekday dinners with their dad, so I don't have to take care of those. I get breaks in between, which is really nice. And then every other weekend they're with their dad. So I do get those breaks, and it has made it a little bit easier for me to kind of like think about everything and put the effort into the meals that I do have with my kids. So what I've done is done a 2-week rotation, and I wrote out all the groceries. I did like a really big shop, and I have those, and then that's just gonna rotate every 2 weeks. And I've gone through all like the approved meals that my kids will actually eat, and then vegetables that they like. They love like steamed like the little carrots. They love steamed broccoli, just like cut up raw cucumber and peppers, that kind of thing. I'm not going too crazy with that either. Frozen green beans. And then I've got my food. I've switched back to frozen berries again, just to kind of like bring the price down. And I'm trying to be smart about the produce I'm buying, what lasts longer than other things. So I'm kind of switching over to like spinach instead of a spring mix, because spinach just lasts so much longer. Things like that. What I want to show you is downstairs. It's not like I didn't go and like stockpile on one thing. I just more like thought out about 2 or 3 weeks worth of groceries, and now I have what I need. But I've been watching some YouTube videos about ways to save money on grocery shopping, especially for a big family. And sometimes there's 7 of us eating a meal together when we're with my boyfriend and his daughters. So there are times where I'm feeding like a really big group of people. So I'm trying to be really smart about how I do this. So let me show you downstairs what I've got, what I've done, and it might just like help you be able to wrap your mind around doing this too, because I think we're just all feeling like really overwhelmed. We're wearing all the hats, and we're trying to figure out like how to approach meals and stay organized and be smart when you shouldn't be like popping over to the grocery store all the time. So let me show you. So first I'm going to show you what's in my laundry room. So I've really kind of switched where I'm storing things. So a lot of these I actually bought back in February, and if you've been watching since, I did a video like this back in February when I was watching how coronavirus is coming and I wanted to prepare. So this is kind of the updated one. So I've been really good. I haven't blasted through this stuff. A lot of this I haven't even needed to touch, or I've replenished here and there. So I've got my household items there. But over here is now where I keep my pantry items, and I'll show you kind of the things that I tend to stock up on. So I've got like canned tomatoes, which I sometimes use for pastas. I've got syrup, and I've got lots of oatmeal, so the large flakes, and then the quick oats behind. Applesauce and goldfish. So something I've started to do with the snacks for my kids is I've started to put like half the snacks I buy down here, because if I don't, my kids are going to just blast through all of these snacks very quickly after school or in the evenings, and I don't want them to know that I have more to replenish. So it slows them down, and then once I see it running out, then I'll add more. But if they see, especially Everly, like she's a big kid and she eats a lot, but she'll in one sitting go and eat like 8 applesauces, and I just can't police it. I just cannot be looking over her shoulder all the time. I need some form of independence. So this is a way that I make sure that they are just like not eating everything all at once. It's working quite well too. So I've got ketchup here, and then up here I have rice cakes with natural peanut butter a lot. I've got pasta, muffin mix, peanut butter, honey. This is like my emergency almond milk I've got up there. And then I've just got some canned goods up top. So like tomato soup and peas and Scooby-Doo pasta. So that's all there. And then over here I just have some more household items. I love Perrier. I find that really settles my gut. Got foil and some glass cleaner. And then I only grabbed one of each, but just like a paper towel and a toilet paper, just to get me through the next couple weeks. So next I'm gonna show you in this room is my freezer. I have a deep freeze, a standing deep freezer, and I've been using that a lot. And this is where I'm getting really smart about how I do things. I was watching this video. I'll link the YouTube channel below. I forget it at the moment what it's called, but she was saying how you should just take a Sharpie and write the day of when you bought things right on the packaging, like even if it's like a box, and it just helps you know what to eat first. And I was like, oh, that's so easy and genius. So let me show you. It's a little loud in here. It's my furnace room, but here's my freezer. It needs a good like defrost at some point, but okay, I've got milk up top. I've actually got a lot more milk down here because that's something that we go through a lot, and I just don't want to be running back and forth to the store. Same with bread. Bread I find freezes fairly well, so I put those in there. I've got some frozen vegetables. But here, so for example, this bag, I'm gonna do hamburgers every other week, but there's 8 in a bag, and I know we'll only use 4 when I make them. So what I've done is split it up and frozen half. I've got some hot dog buns in there too. I've got my green beans. I really like the fine green beans. My kids like those too. I've got my blueberries for my oatmeal for when I run out of the ones upstairs. And then here, I've written when I've purchased them. So I've got my chicken, and let's take this out, I'll show you. Okay, and so here I've got, so then I got one of those huge value packs of drumsticks, and I split them in half. I've got my whole chicken, and then over here, so I do tacos or I do meatballs with ground beef. So what I've done is split up the portions, but I need different portions for each. So I've written on here tacos and the date I bought it. So that way I can just easily pull it out and know this is the portion for tacos, and then under here, there's more in that bag, and that's the portion to make meatballs. So then I've got my hamburgers, I've got more chicken underneath, but I know exactly when I'm making what. Get in there. And it just makes life easier. I feel like less stress knowing exactly what I have to take out. And then under here, I've got more breakfast items. I've got pizza. I've been doing on transition day when my kids come home is like baking something fresh. So I've got some cookie dough in here, and then just some pancakes in case we run out. So a couple other things I've noted on my meal plan is like quick lunches. So like say grilled cheese and tomato soup, or maybe it's hamburgers, things like that. And then I've also been using a lot of leftovers in my kids' lunches. And want to know a new leftover, because I really don't want to waste food. A new one that I've been doing is sometimes my kids will want pancakes for breakfast. I'll either make them with the Bisquick mix, or I'll do the frozen ones. And I don't know if your kids are the same way, but I'll have a bit of a battle. They'll be like, I want 2 or 3 pancakes. I'm like, I think you only eat 1. Usually I can convince them to have 1, but lately I've been saying, okay, you can have 2 or 3. And then what I do is I actually put the leftover cut up pancakes with the syrup in a thermos, along with like a proper nutritious lunch and everything, but it gives them something else to fill their belly. They always eat it. So I'm like, I'm not wasting any food lately. So that's a little trick. I've been like lots of leftovers for lunches lately. I have one kid that would never touch leftovers for lunch, but 3 to 4 ain't bad. But yeah, that's kind of, and then what I'm doing also is I'm going to be maybe doing some click and collect here and there, because I do want to do some special meals when there's like the 7 of us. I've got this, I'll show you a recipe I'm going to try this weekend. Okay, so this is from Half Baked Harvest. I showed you guys this a while ago, and I still have not used it. There was a couple times I was about to, and I just like abandoned ship. Life was a little bit crazy for a month there, but I feel like we're getting out of the tough time. So I'm gonna do short ribs and corn on the cob, and that's gonna be, so that I'm gonna use my Dutch oven for. Yeah, but I feel like that will be a really good crowd pleaser. I'm excited to try that one. I'm really excited to get into cooking. Like, look outside. We had a big snowfall. It's already melting, but this is just putting me in the mood to do some cooking and be cozy inside. So I wanna know if any of this is helpful. Let me know how you are approaching grocery shopping. Are you kind of like looking at your house as a bunker lately? Like I am. Like that's really what I'm doing, is just thinking like I want to hunker down and just really plan ahead. And then that way I can focus the rest of my week on like work and schoolwork and the kids, and not have to stress constantly about like, what am I going to make next? And do you have a meal plan that you have on a rotation? This is new for me. I've never done like a specific rotation, and I'm really excited to see how this goes. I will mention, for example, tonight I'm making tacos, and I will not eat tacos. I can't. That just will kill my stomach. So what I'm gonna do for myself is I take just ground turkey and I cook it up in a pan, add tomato sauce. I always look for the ones that have the least amount of sugar in it. And then I will spiralize zucchini noodles and cook them for about 2.5 minutes in the microwave. It cooks them perfectly. And just add some of the ground turkey tomato sauce on top. It's so filling, it's so healthy, it sits well in my gut, the calories are low. So I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna do a batch of my walnut zucchini muffins, which I'll add a link to below as well. And that will kind of be what I have tonight. And it's a Monday, so on the weekends I kind of splurge a bit more and we'll have wine, but on weekdays I tend to just do like really gut healthy meals to get myself on track. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and if you haven't subscribed yet, I'd love for you to subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.